Alrighty, welcome in. Happy Sunday, great to see everybody here. Let me know if you guys can hear my voice. Let me know if the audio sounds okay. Chat, it's great to be here. Welcome on in. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome on in. Let's get it going. Let's get part 4 going. We're getting near the end here. Let's do it. There we go. Welcome on in, everybody. Great to see everybody here. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend as well. Good to see everybody here. Welcome on in. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing well. But happy Sunday. Wasn't sure when we were going to stream this weekend to get this thing continuing, but today is that day. And depending on how fast we get through today's part, we'll see how fast we get through it. And maybe we start the last and final part, which would be the extruder. But today we're going to be doing the bed itself. Getting the bed installed, and there's also 2 side panels we need to install first and foremost. But that's going to be going on tonight in tonight's stream in part 4 of the Prusa XL kit build series that we've been doing here over on YouTube. But welcome on in, everybody. Great to see everybody here. Pezla's welcome in. For those that don't know me, real quick, let me introduce myself very quickly. My name is Big Jano. I'm an engineer by day, but by night, I like to game, I like to 3D print, and create awesomeness here over on YouTube as well as over on Twitch. Pezlos, how's your weekend been? Hopefully it's been good. Been able to get some stuff printed. I haven't been able to print too much. I haven't printed too much in the last few days. And because I've had some other things going on. It's just been crazy busy here. And I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon. I thought I would hit a slow peak, but no, we're full speed ahead in terms of things going on down here for sure. But I hope everyone's had a fantastic weekend, or if it's Monday morning, wherever you're watching from, hopefully the start of your work week isn't too bad. We are going to get going. So just to recap real quick on where we left off the last time on the last stream. There's our printer right now. This is the entire frame is pretty much built. The Core XY section was installed on last stream on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Went through this entire assembly on Thursday, basically going through the entire process. We were able to get the linear rails attached to the frame. Worked on getting the back panel installed, which was a kind of a pain in the butt. And the side panels we're going to be doing tonight are going to be doing the same thing, is getting those screws into these little plastic connector pieces. You can see I have one of the panel pieces over on the printer kind of in place already. It's not screwed into place, but I kind of I prepped it by getting some of those connectors lined up with the holes on the on that panel, so they can screw in and line up pretty easily. Because on last stream, that was kind of a difficult thing. We kind of took us a little longer than I would like to get that thing done. But that's where we were tonight. We got the grounding, the cover clips, kind of in the right spots. We got the back panel installed and mounted correctly to the extrusions. Yeah, this part was the kind of the pain in the butt part, but we gotta do that again for both side panels. That's probably gonna be the hardest part of tonight's build. And then we did cable management last time with the wires, plugging all the wires in the back of the buddy board. A very little bit of wire management as well. Very tight fit with all the wires and trying to get that cover back on. But we were able to get everything kind of organized somewhat. Hopefully, the left side didn't have a whole lot of slack left over with all the wires, so I couldn't close up the extrusion cover where all the wires were funneling through. So that was kind of a little bit difficult. To kind of the wires were kind of sticking out from the back right side. But it shouldn't be a problem in terms of the functionality of the printer. Hopefully the wires aren't bent too much back there. But we connected everything else, put all the covers back on, and put all the extrusion covers in at the end of the last stream on Thursday. So that is where we're at. We're at I guess this is part 5. Or I guess part 4. Heat bed and side panel assembly. Less steps in this whole part here, so this might take us a lot less time than the other one. The other part had like 46 steps. So it was a little bit difficult. It was a lengthy step, but tonight these side panels are going to go on. Shouldn't be too difficult. We know how to line the clips up already. Gonna make sure I don't drop anything early on. So, although that's no promises. I'm probably gonna drop stuff. Those little screws, they're the same size screws as the ones for the back panel. I'm hoping I still only have one spare left, so I cannot lose that one. Hey, NLTMW, welcome in. But once the side panels are on, we'll focus on the actual bed itself, and the bed assembly seems super easy. Disconnecting the the board cover on the underside of the bed, plugging in the little wires that are on the cable chain, and then getting the bed itself on the linear rods, or on the Z-axis rods. Removing those little Z-axis end stoppers, getting the bed in place, and then there's also these Z-axis bearings that we're going to have to install into these little printed pieces. That shouldn't be too bad. A couple screws there. And then looks like fixing the wires in place once the bed is kind of situated in place. And then that's that. And then if we have time, I'm not going to promise anything, but if we have time, we'll work on the last section with the extruder. And the extruder itself has more steps, but it's apparently pretty easy. It looks fairly easy from what I've seen. But if we don't finish that, if we don't get to this point tonight, this is going to be on most likely on Tuesday. We'll try to wrap up everything on Tuesday's stream, and hopefully we'll do the extruder and hopefully get the calibration going, and hopefully by the end of Tuesday's stream we can get this thing printing things. That's the plan. That's the plan. I don't have a lot of time extra on top of like Tuesday next week. I got a bunch of other stuff going on, so I'm trying to get this thing done as soon as possible. Antenna stuff. I think I have the newer antenna. And attaching the spool holder. So this looks a lot easy. I think we're kind of near the hard part's kind of over, maybe. But we're kind of getting near the beginning of the end. So we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get going on this heat bed assembly. With these two side panels. So we're going to get the side panels installed. We're going to start on the left side, and then I'm going to flip the printer around and just do that side as well. I'm not going to go all the way to the other side, because I have a kind of position where I can't really get over there too well. I can move it, but it's going to be easier to move the printer rather than the table itself. So that's kind of the plan. So this is what we're going to be doing. Those little covers that are on the inside of the side panel here, you're going to line up with those little mounting holes, and then you're going to screw those screws in like we did the back panel. Nothing too bad. It's just those little clips don't always like to stay in place. Plus the screws are, you have to get those things lined up pretty close. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how difficult that is, but it shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be that bad. I say that now, but we'll find out. There's like 20 screws we got to screw in. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's start doing that. I'm going to go back to this camera because that's where it's at. There we go. You can see that panel is already kind of in place. I kind of prepped it before stream. And then we're going to start screwing screws in. But you can see the cable chain for the bed is pretty much straight here. I have a cloth under here when we start working on the actual bed piece itself. Because we're going to have to pull the bed up at a certain... We're going to have to like angle it upward underneath so you can see the box. So we're going to be working on this. So I have this under here. It's a microfiber towel. It's going to help protect the bed. It's not going to scratch anything. And we should be good. We should be good in that regard. But anyway, hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Anyone do anything super exciting? I've been doing... This weekend was actually very, very hectic. Had a lot of other things going on this weekend, and it's not gonna get busy for me for a little while. without going into it too much yet. I can't say much yet, but in time I'll let you know. Anyway, all right, let's get these things. We got the panel in here. We need the same little screws, these little, what are they called? The M3 8RT screws, these little tiny ones. There's 42 of them. The good thing is I don't think I'm going to lose many of them tonight. I have a good feeling I'm not going to lose any. Where's my screw? And then we got the screwdriver. This is the one we're going to be using for that. But all in all, so I have the clips kind of lined up. The first thing I'm going to do is get the that center one with the grounding connector. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. There's that little grounding connector here. It has to kind of line up with that. I'm going to do that screw first. Just so I know that's in place, and then work from around the sides. So, I mean, it might be a little hard to see, but I can try my best to. I'll make sure to not forget about anybody here. There we go. Hey, Project R3D. Did I get the multi-tool? No, I actually just got the single tool. So I just have the one tool head right now. It's sitting over behind me. I wanted to get initially I was thinking to get the two tool heads. The two is kind of what I was leaning towards. I didn't want to wait that much longer for the multi-tool head printer, so I just got the one for now, and then eventually I'm probably going to upgrade to the second tool head. I don't think I need 5. 5 is, I don't really have an application to have all 5 tool heads, but I'd like to have at least 2, because I feel like this printer ideally would probably be best with at least 2. I mean, yes, you can have one, but I think the design for this printer, having it have multiple tool heads, I think will have a lot more benefit than having the one. But again, in time I will probably upgrade to 2, but for now, we just have the single tool head. Just get it here a little bit quicker, and hopefully get it printing soon. That's good. The first screw went in fairly easily. Good omen, right? Good omen. And I also have to tighten that screw up top here. But I'll do that up here. They put a little hole in here, by the way. They put a hole in here for the screwdriver to go up and to screw that top nut that's up here on the angle. Good design choice. Good design move there, because that's a little difficult to do with this here if you try to get up in there like that. So, all right. So now we just gotta get these points. You can see where those clips are at here. See that one already fell off. At least the good thing is this one can't go very far. So now it's just pain to get this one back in place. Really think about that. Put that down for a second. Alright, so I found my first speed bump of the night. This thing does not want to go in. Again, I have big fingers, so this makes it a little bit tougher to. I might have to take that screw out. That's going to be a problem. All right, that was fun. Those clips are not, those little 3D printed clips do not like to stay in place for very long. Okay. That one's pretty tight. I'm going to do these top ones now so I don't have to deal with them later. So I'm going to make sure that's lined up. I think it is. Might need my flashlight of choice. Perfect. I can actually see where it lines up now. So hopefully, I'm not guessing as many times as I was last stream, where I'd do many redos on getting these screws in place. Go. And they're on the outside of the printer, so you really can't see them from the camera. You can see the inside where I'm trying to line up those connectors. And the panel looks pretty lined up too. It's a very, you know, it's just a aluminum sheet metal piece, or it might be steel. I don't know. I think it's aluminum. It's pretty light. Let's get this other top one done with my flashlight first and foremost. Go. Perfectly lined up. It's funny what happens when you can actually see things. As an owner of a couple, tool changers, they're used more as a single and rarely as a dual than anything else. Yeah, like I figured, in the very few applications that I might need to do something with, either not even multicolor, but the multi-material thing is what really made me excited. Being able to print in one material and then do supports in another, something like that would be kind of what I would use it for. Now, if I did need to do a 2-color print on this, it would be helpful. But again, that's gonna be something down in time. But yeah, that's really cool though. This is my first Core XY printer, but this is also my first, I guess if you want to call it a tool changer printer, you can. And this is also my first Prusa too. So a lot of firsts for this build. And you know, it's been a couple hiccups along the way, but nothing like too terrible. I think it's been an interesting build to say the least, and it's been a fun challenge, I will say. Let's get this third one in carefully. First try going in. Boom. Okay. You gotta believe the hype. Gotta believe the hype tonight. All right, so now we gotta do the ones on the sides here. I'm gonna do the one closest to me, because I can actually see where these line up a little bit. Boom, right there. And then we'll do the next screw. Very carefully. Nicely in. Hold that in place. Doesn't go anywhere. And so far we're 4 for 4 on screws. These aren't going to tighten too much. I'll make sure they are nice and tight. I guess I can do a hand tighten at the end before we flip over the other side. All right, next one, I'm just going to work my way down. Oh, wow. Project R3D becoming a member of becoming a big member. Thank you for that. And then also gifting out 5 memberships. Holy cow. Thank you so much, Project R3D. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. PetG with PLA Sports is a great application. Yeah, exactly. That's what I would love to kind of get into more or less. I think that'd be a really good application for a lot of things, because PLA supports are just easier to break off than trying to print supports in PetG. Thank you again for the memberships. Thank you so much. Greatly, greatly appreciate that. All right, next connector. I think the hole's lined up. go. There we go. Another screw in. There we go. All right, we got one more down here, and then we got one in the very bottom center, and then we got another row of 3. So we got 1, 2, 3, 5 more over on this side. I'm just gonna dump this bag of screws right here because there's this little microfiber towel is keeping them not from splattering everywhere. But the bottom corner is another bracket piece, which I might move my table back just a hair so I can get my head under here and look. Okay, the hole's lined up, I believe. There we go. And we're on to the next hole. Hopefully we can get this part of the build done sooner than later. So we can move on to the bed. That would be great. There we go, that one's in. Okay, we'll do the bottom middles next. We'll do the bottom middle. And that one is also a metal bracket. That one can't really go anywhere because of the extrusion covers. But it's good because the hole's already pretty much lined up with it, so that's good. So I don't have to take the extrusion covers off. Probably an oversight on Prusa's part on that note, but not everything has been perfect with the build, and that's okay. The screw still fits. We're just trying to. Tight. That's not going. I mean, it's not. The panel's not really going anywhere, but we should be good anyway. Is anything in the kit sub-assembled like the Prusa Mini, or is it a full build like the Mark III or the Mark IV? So the extruder itself, the extruder itself is pretty much fully assembled. All you have to do is really attach it onto this bracket right here. The base itself was, most of the extrusions were, the base itself was put together already. The Core XY was already, like the Core XY with the belts was already assembled. You did have these extra extrusions you did have to, install. The back panel was fully installed with all the hardware and the power supplies attached. Trying to think what else. It's definitely more pieces than I initially anticipated, but they do still have some of the things assembled. The Core XY is definitely probably the biggest thing that was already pre-assembled. To me, I think I'm glad they did all the belt tightening and all that, so you don't have to worry about that too much. The linear rails were also already attached to these extrusions right here. And then also all this wiring too was already done. This was all attached to the rear panel. I know on the Mark IV, I did hear that the extruder was kind of disassembled. You had to kind of put it together. But here, at least, it was done ahead of time. Exchange your pre-order for the fully built Mark IV, so I haven't had a chance to play with one of these yet. Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't got... That's the next step after we do the bed, will be the extruder assembly build, or part of the assembly. And, let's see if we can kind of get it all. So the good thing is it does already come kind of put together. You do have to attach the wires to it. I think I have it backwards. There we go. You do have to attach the wire harness to it, which you can see that has that connector right there. But all the printed parts, the hot end itself is in place. So this will be the next step when we get to it, possibly tonight, maybe on Tuesday. All right, let's see. We got these three right here up top, and then we'll be good to go to the next side. We'll flip the printer over and move on. The flashlight in the hole here does help quite a bit. I see the hole here, so let's get that going. So far, all these have been pretty straightforward tonight, which is great. I do need my flashlight for the next section here. These go into the connector clips. Fall. These little plastic connectors are kind of loose, so they're not the strongest fitting on the extrusions, but they do work. You kind of have to have like surgeon hands when you do this. Go nice and tight. All right, got one more on this side, then we're gonna flip the printer over and do the other panel. Let's see, one more look at these connectors. It's a little easier when you can actually see where those connectors line up. As a Mark IV owner, buy a bunch of the Prusa nozzles or a couple of the conversions of V6 nozzle kits. It sucks getting a super clogged nozzle and then being dead in the wire. Okay, yeah, they did give you as a gift, because they were so delayed. They did give me the V6 nozzle adapter piece. I don't know when I'm gonna be upgrading that into the printer, but we do have it. It came with the printer. That's good to know. I appreciate that. Screw going in like a glove. Nice and tight. And the last thing we gotta do is go underneath here like we did earlier and tighten up this bracket right here. So that's not going anywhere now. Side one's done, and it only took us 10-15 minutes. Not bad at all. It's just there for it's really there just to kind of the protective thing. It's not really anything. It's more design aesthetic. Also probably there to prevent you from touching things you're not supposed to. I'm going to move the hardware over to my desk real quick so I can flip the printer around. Ow. Don't hurt your arm, like I just did. Got my back up. And we're just gonna flip this thing over to the other side. This thing's getting bigger. Try not to drop it. once we do this side, we'll flip it back around and then we'll work on the bed. So yeah, you're not gonna be able to see much in this. Let's flip it. Can we flip it this way? You can see it that way. And it actually might be a little easier for me to work with for the time being. And then we'll flip it over to back around. So I could have just went 90 degrees the other way instead of 270. Whatever. Alright, we got the next cover piece. Similar, it's exactly the same as the other one. So first things first, we're going to line these clips up as close as we can, just so I have them in the right spot. These are rough spots, so we'll make sure they're kind of in place. They're probably going to fall on me, so that's okay. But we'll do this one up top first. The other thing we should have done was this screw down here, making sure that was tightened. But I think it was. No, it wasn't. Let's tighten it. And this one as well. Gotta be very careful I don't move anything too hard. Don't want to damage anything. Let's get this first screw we're gonna do is gonna be the top one again. We'll do these top three. And then we'll go from there. We don't have many of these left, so I think this is the last time we're gonna be using these. Everything kind of fits already. And this is nice because the hole's pretty much there. Get that one set up. Once we get one in, the others aren't too difficult. Go. First screw in. And now I'm just going to tighten this as well, I guess I'll tighten that one at the end because you have to do all the other ones first. Alright, let's do these two because I can actually see where the clips are going to go. Right there. And this one I might be able to feed through. I need to use the flashlight because I can't see. There we go, right there. Hey, No More, welcome in. Doing good. It's been a hectic weekend for me, but I hope you had a good weekend. And thank you for coming by. Thank you to everybody who's come by tonight. I do appreciate that. I'm excited that we're getting closer and closer to being done with this build and getting it up and running and printing. So that one's pretty much in. All right, let's do this one real quick on the other side. That looks about right. About there. Another screw. These little tiny screws are the death of me because they're just ginormous. Or I'm sorry, I have big fingers. I have big hands, and tiny screws usually don't get along very well. But you know what? So far we haven't, knock on wood, we haven't dropped a single screw yet tonight. I don't plan on starting to do that now. Okay. Alright. It's alright. Good to me. I'm going to do this side first. Just because I can see. Like that. That's about lined up. Flashlight's really coming in handy tonight. Oh. I did drop it, but see, I jinxed myself. It didn't go very far. Got it. Couldn't have gone very far. I think the other one that I lost is like underneath that shelf on the table. I think that's where it's at. It's like underneath this. It's on the lower shelf of the coffee table, I think. I don't think it's very far. We do have 2 spares, so I should have 1 left over by the time this is all said and done. Okay. Next one. Middle one right here. This one's almost in place. This will be nice if I can get this part done, and I can worry about the bed. This one not going in. This one didn't line up. Watch your head when you get your head in there. Now I think that one's in. Hey Mark, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. There we go. Working on getting the side panels in, and then we're going to be working on getting the bed put in. So far these screws aren't too bad tonight. Gonna have to push that clip in while I pull the screw in. There we go. And then I also have to tighten down all those metal clips as well, which I'll do at the end. We got 1, 2, 4 more of these. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws left. So we're almost done with these wretched, tiny screws. Tired as hell, but well, nonetheless, that's good. Yep, it's been a hectic weekend for me as well. So I'm right there with you. Let's do this bottom one. This bottom one's already kind of lined up well, so that's good. Go. tight as well. And then we got one more. We got 3 more up here. And then I'm just gonna go from the top down because it'll be easier. This one should have a clip. I think I have the whole. There we go. I will say this is easier than doing the back panel because the only difference with this and the back panel is that the back panel had both power supplies. It's a lot heavier. And you also have to kind of hold it in while you're trying to get the first couple screws in. So it's makes it a little bit more challenging than these side panels. Alrighty, we got 2 more. We got 3 screws left, so as long as I don't lose 2 of these screws in the next 5 minutes, we'll be in good shape. Go. How's everybody's weekend, chat? What did everyone do this weekend? Anyone do anything exciting? Anyone do any fun projects or prints? I actually didn't do any printing this weekend, which is crazy. That last hole looks pretty good. Look at that. Boom. Panels in. I'm just going to go on the other side and now tighten all those little metal brackets that had parts. Flashlight so I can see. That was good. Top I think is good. This one up here I need to tighten. There we go. Nice and tightened. As well as down here. All right, I'll do one final tighten over here. All these plastic, all these screws that go into plastic. And we'll be good. We'll move on to the bed. I don't want to over tighten these because I don't want to destroy the plastic, that little connector piece, and ruin the threading. But I just want to get these nice and tight just to know they're in place. All right, we're good. We got 1 spare screw out of 2. We didn't lose anything. If I had my little height button, I would press it right now. So now we're going to move on to the bed. Let's move this back. Definitely heavier. Not going to lie, it's definitely heavy. Alright. There we go. Back to here. You can see now, it's starting to look like a printer. So yes, if I have them. So in the kit, there are these little plastic. They have screw holes on each side, and what they do is they actually go into the extrusion. You set it in, and then you just twist it 90 degrees, and it stays in place. So these are used on kind of keeping all the panels in place, and then you actually get screws and you screw them in there, and it keeps everything from popping out basically. They work. They do fall down, like when you're first getting the frame stuff built together. These things just slide all over the place. But it keeps everything in place now, and I haven't had a huge issue with it yet. Alrighty, let's move on to the next section of the build. I go back to my screen. We got the panels in. It is Haribo time. I forgot to bring the gummy bears in here again today. I will take a sip of water, though. I will do that. Cheers, everybody that's here right now. Thank you so much for being here. If you have a beverage, raise them high, raise them proud. And cheers. Hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend. Hey, RC, you're just in time for the bed. We just finished putting in those side panels, and we're now going to start on the bed, which this part, I mean, most of this doesn't seem too bad for the bed. I mean, we're going to be unscrewing the little cover for the box, for the controls, or I guess for the heat bed. Screwing in the terminals for the wire harness, which you can see here, which I guess in this step here. So I'm glad this is all kind of put together already. Really, really nice. It was already assembled into the cable chain too with the printer, like the whole back piece had the cable chain assembled. So nothing too bad there. Once we get the bed on and everything wired up and connected, we then have to get it onto the Z-axis rod. So this also doesn't seem too bad, but again, we don't know. We'll see how it goes, but it seems a lot simpler than some of the other steps we've been doing. So you get to go to bed. Well, if you haven't slept yet, I would be concerned, but either way, I do appreciate you being here. Seems like this is protection. The microfiber towel is just there for protection. I'm gonna put the light flashlight over here. Back to his screen. Actually, let's go back. Let's go back to the first. Let's go back to step 7. So right here. So we need to get the bed, unscrew the controller case off, get the cover off, and then we get to wire up the remove the 4 power terminal screws. Okay, so we have to take out the screws, put in those terminals, screw them back in. That seems fairly easy. Doesn't seem too bad. Just don't bang your knee on the table. Move this. Okay, I banged my knee on the actual table, not the printer, so that's good. Just gonna make sure that I have enough room in the back. I do. Let's go get the bed. So here is our bed. This is the top side of the bed. You can see in the top here, you have those screws. You have the little stud. I don't know what we want to call them. The little metal studs to keep the bed in place. The actual metal sheet in place. And then we also have our actual bed. And you can see the other side of it here. You can see each of these little square panels has its own cable connected into the base here. I just don't know which way I gotta orient this. I guess I'll find out. I think this is the way I need to orient it, with the studs downward. So that's good. I'm gonna try to. I don't want to lean it on anything super bad, but until I get my screwdriver. I actually think I need the other screwdriver now. I don't think I need the Torx wrench anymore. Let's go grab our, looks like a Phillips head. Yeah, there was a ton of grounding points on this, which I actually did see, and I actually appreciated very much. I thought the attention to detail was really nice. Let's see. Okay, so let's get this cover off, and let's get those screws undone. Okay, so I don't have to hold the bed up here. Is this the right screwdriver? Am I using the right one? Nope, it says it still uses a Torx one. My bad. I thought I had to use the other one. Okay. Kind of have to hold it in place. Be very careful not to. I'll have it up against the linear rail versus the Z rods. I don't want to bend those. I have to kind of hold it up against something while I'm transitioning from one side to the other. There we go. The Phillips used for the power tools. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, I thought I saw it somewhere in this part of the assembly. I just didn't know where exactly. Okay. Let's get this last one loosened up. So we pull the cover off. I'll put that there for a second. I'm just going to move it over here so I don't lose it. All four screws are there. Okay. Next thing. Take the cover off. And then get those 4 terminal screws. Keep them besides. We'll need them in the next step. Gotcha. All right. Cool. Not too bad. Not too bad of an assembly step. You can see the, try to get it up close. You can kind of see the, there's 16 outputs here. On the cable chain, there's a connector we connect here, and I'm going to add those terminals to those 4 spots right there. So we're going to put that back. I'm going to fully remove these. Oh, these are magnets. That's nice. Oh, imagine that. Imagine if the torque wrench was also magnetic, I would have not lost that one screw at all. And the fork. All right. I'm even going to touch those in that order. So now I have to get that terminal or that wire harness and add those in. You can see they have labeled A and B, positive and negative. Black, red, red, black. I have to look at, yeah, you can see there's a positive and a negative. The 2 positive ends are here and here, which are going to be the red, and then the negative are going to be black, which are here and on the ends. So I'm going to have to hold this up very carefully. Makes it interesting. Also, connect it from here. You can't get this in here. There's no easy way to. Actually, you know what? Okay, I can hold it like that. It's not too bad. There we go. Just gonna have to make sure I don't. move my hand. It's not going anywhere. So now we just got to connect. You can see the harness is pretty much in place. Just got to get those lined up and screw them in together. Which this arm here is kind of in the way. We'll make sure everything is screwed in. I probably should have connected the connector after the fact, but we will live. And what's nice is that these are magnetic, so I can get them in pretty easily. Might have to come to the side here and not bang my head. Yep, this is why I didn't want the side panel in there first. I think if I can get one, the other should fairly. There we go. Nice tight. Yeah, it doesn't give you an extra couple hands for things. That's 100% agreed. Especially when you're putting the back plate on, and especially when you're trying to get the Core XY top bracketing on, because you have to actually have the printer on its side when you do that, and so you're kind of like pushing it in from the side, lining it up with the screw holes, and trying to get 4 spots in at once. Definitely having an extra pair of hands is a recommendation for this build, I will say. It's tricky in some spots. Alright, so before I want to get the rest of these screws kind of lined up before I start going ham on these. One more screw. This one, I don't think I got in all the way yet. There we go. I don't think I had it lined up correctly. There we go. This one not going in. Oh, I see why. Wasn't lined up all the way. There we go. Couldn't see it from the side. Alright, all the wires for the heat bed are attached. Yeah, electric screwdriver I think would definitely help in this kind of build. For sure in some spots. So for max torque or... use one to set max torque screws in the plastic 7 unit. Even if it's a $1,500... Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely something because, you know, torque is... It definitely helps with getting the right torque on some of these screws because you don't... I work with plastics all the time with my day job. You over torque something, it's gonna break something like pretty quick. I can agree with that for sure. All right, so we gotta get the cover back on, and then get the cover back on, and then tighten it in, and we can work on the linear rails next. Getting them ready to get the bed on. Other screwdriver here. I have it on the right side. I think I have it. Line up the gotta line it up. I'll get one hole lined up. Great. At least get started. And then I'm gonna, well, try to. Probably need to get the other 4 in. Start. There we go. Alright, much easier now. I'll drop the screwdriver, kids. I'm gonna do this one, then that one, then that one, then that one. So I don't work one corner. Always kind of want to do like a star pattern with your tightening screws if you can. This one's not running well. Go. One in. Kind of. There we go. That one went in. All these other ones. Let's get the screw out. See. This one's going in now. Just need a little bit of force. Cool. All right. That's settled. All righty. Yep, all the wires should be connected as such. Double check. A, B, and D. Black, red, red, black. Black. Good. Now we can take off the linear rail stoppers on both inner sides of the printer. And then take the heat bed, attach to the top of the thread rods. Both trapezoid nuts on the sides must engage. Take it on these, here and here. Pay attention to connect the cables while you're attaching. Use your hand, rotate the thread rods slightly until both the rods engage into the nut and on the side of the heat bed. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this first. We have two of these little rail stopper things. Let's use these. There we go. We got two on this side as well. Alright, now let's get everything out of here. Put these, I'm not going to throw them away yet, just in case. I might need those for, I don't know, I might need them. Alright, let's get the bed up carefully. On both sides. I'm going the wrong way. Hands are all. Okay, that one's on. Okay, that one's on as well. I don't know how far I need to. It is wobbly, but that's because we got to add the Z bearing stability. These are next. So it says rotating threads on both sides. Move the heat bed approximately 5 centimeters below the top of the thread rods. Kind of have to eyeball it. But for now, everything's in place. Very loosely. I'm not going to try to... But we got a bed semi-assembled. It's getting there. Alright. We got the heat bed attached. This is where a level probably would come in handy. So, looks like this side. Looks about the right height. I'll make sure it's level before we go too far. But this is where we're at now. We're going to get the Z-axis bearing housings installed. There's 2 bearings, and there's also 3x10 screws, which I do have over here somewhere. Got the bearings. Got our nice, lovely little bearings here. Maybe. We need all 3. Or no, it says we need 2. There's 1 spare. I will say I will applaud them, Prusa, for giving us spares in this entire build assembly, which has been great. And then we need 3x10 screws. We need 4 of those. 3x16, 3x10. Gotcha. Here, 2 spares. 1, 2, 3, 4. We should have stepped. We'll leave 4 with 2 left. And then we need our Z-axis bearing housings are actually in this kit here. Heat bed and extruder. It comes with both of these pieces. And it also comes with this little thing comes with the cover for the extruder, which you can see the XL. Nice. This is going to go back in the bag because I don't need it right this second. Alright, so we need to... This doesn't look too bad of an assembly. We just got to put the bearings inside of here. And then we got to line up... We got to line up those 2 nuts that are on the side of each of the... linear rail. I lost my track of thought there. And then they're going to attach from there on the inside, which... Now that I think about that, I'm going to have to lower the bed. Because I just realized, you know... I just realized 5 centimeters is like 50 millimeters. So I probably should lower the bed a lot more. I'll do that. So I was going to say, how am I going to get in there and screw that in if the bed's right there? So, good thinking, Jake. Good thinking. I think that should give me enough room to put that bearing assembly on, so that should be fine. I moved it down slightly. Maybe if my camera decides to stop not autofocusing. Oh, don't make me do what I have to do the last time. Slowly. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta deactivate the camera. Don't know why. Alright, I'm gonna get these bearings installed here, and then all you have to do is get 2 screws on each of here. So you just gotta screw 2 of those screws in on each side. You line up those little nuts that are in the extrusion here, and you get the bearing to sit inside of the linear rod. So that way, you know, the bed doesn't come up, but the bearing's gonna help it move better too. Fix the in place by 2 and 3 screws. Okay. So the bearing should kind of sit in there, regardless. And then for the heat bed screws, which are going to be for these brackets on the sides, that's going to be coming next, which is what we have here. But once we're done with that and then getting the cables in place, I'm not sure what we'll do with these cables. Cable chain on the bottom of the heat bed, okay. But we're almost done with the bed, chat. Like, we're right there. This is not too bad of a step so far. There we go. You guys can see it now. Move my microphone over a little more. Alright, this is going slowly but surely getting there, chat. I'm excited. We only need 2. Do one at a time here. Make sure. I'm guessing RC, the side with the flange is going to sit on top so it doesn't come out. I'm assuming it's going to go like that. You can't see it. That flange is going to sit on top, I assume. Those actually fit fairly loosely. These are 3D printed parts, by the way. Which is, I mean, you do want to snap fit on these, but I don't know if it's good. You want them, you don't want them super tight either. You want them to move. But those look like they sit in place pretty well. Flange sits on top so it doesn't come out. All right, so now we got to get this thing installed on the printer. It's gonna go like this. It's gonna go like that. Get those 2 screws in. Gotta line up those nuts on the side. Be a rough estimate where those are. We're gonna do this one over here where you guys can't see. So I guess getting the bearing in first would be first and foremost, and then so that kind of snaps into place. And I need my flashlight here because this actually is going to help me line up. Those nuts. Hard to tell. There's a slot. Put them in backwards. Okay. Bearing. So the flange goes downward into here. Okay. Oh, there is. You're right. It's a very tiny slot, but there is one. Huh, okay. Well, I misjudged that. I should have just looked at the picture here. That would have been nice to know. Stupid me for not reading. Okay, that's this kind of snap fit I was looking for. Because the other way was kind of loose. Okay. See, this is why you guys are smarter than me. There we go. Yeah, those aren't coming out now. Alright, let's try this again. That's in place. Let's get these screws. We need 4. And we have 2 spares. Close the bag up. What screwdriver do I need here? I think this is an Allen wrench screwdriver. Yes, we need the 2.5mm Allen key. Which is somewhere around here. This one. Okay. Apologize, you might not be able to see this, but this also is kind of a... Probably should have lowered the bed down even more. Don't want to lose this screw. Do I have the right size? I do. Almost just dropped it. Huh, alright. You need like a longer... It should give you like really longer hex keys. I'm starting to think this one might not be the right size. No, this one is. I knew I was going to drop it. I'm going to lower the bed. Just to give me a little bit more arm room. It's not an easy way to... It's not an easy way to get that screw in. Not the easiest way to do it. Because this flange is in the way, because this thing is in the way, maybe I should have put them in beforehand. Maybe that would have worked. I literally can't get my hand in there because it's so... Don't fall out. Okay. There we go. Boom. One side's in, let's get the other one in. That was way tougher than it needed to be. Stepped on a piece of plastic on my floor. Okay. I'll do a hand tighten. I also don't want to over tighten these. There we go. By the way, I need to step way back a bit. No worries, RC. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate that. All right. This side, you can actually see it on this side a little bit better. Put that in. I'm gonna try to get these screws in ahead of time. just so they're slightly easier to line up. There we go. Much easier. Still gotta be careful because the bed's still cantilevered. You don't want to wobble the bed too much. Don't want that coming undone. There we go. All right. Why is this? Okay. I think we're good. That one's good. I think that one's good. All right. Made it through step 15. Now we need the heat bed screws for the brackets. You get the cable chain attached to the bed, and we'll be done with the bed step. We need M3x12 RT and M3x20 RT. Which I believe are still in the bag. M3x12 RT. M3x20 RT. Cool. These can go back in that bag. The only thing we got left in the hardware bag are 2 profile inserts that are spares. So we've done all of our fasteners at this point, at least I believe, other than maybe a few extra screws for the extruder. But we need 4 of the M3x12 RTs and then 2 of the 20s. 1 spare. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to get my 4 of the M3x12. How's everybody doing, chat? How's everybody hanging in there? Can everybody hear me first and foremost? Hopefully you guys can hear me today. My microphone's not too far away. Good. These are going to go over here for now. Alright, so now the first thing we need to do, fixing the X-axis part in place. Take that left Z-axis part and slide up to the heat bed frame. You're going to fix it The D-pad frame with two M3x12 RT using the T10 screwdriver. Don't tighten all the way yet. I'll fix the right. Now tighten all four in a cross pattern. Okay. So we need the M3x12 RTs, which are these, the little ones. Real quick, let me see the pictures. Okay, so we need to go downward on it. So bolt into the frame here. So that's gonna make it easy for this front corner. It's gonna be hard as hell to get the back one. Drop anything at this point. It's in place, it's not over tightened. Let's get the back one done. I don't know where these M3x20s are gonna go yet. I guess I'm assuming we'll find out soon enough. We gotta do the back for these two. The back. This one actually shouldn't be too difficult because the bracket's already up in place. Okay, that's a little easier than I thought it would be. Wait, where's this one? Goes back to there. Should go back there. There we go. Okay. Two more on the other side here. You now actually see what I'm doing. Move the microphone out a little bit. It looks like we gotta move the next bracket up. Let me just double check. Now fix the right side, do the same technique. Okay. So same thing, and then once we do that, we gotta do a crisscross tightening pattern here. So that shouldn't be too bad. This one does rotate a little bit, so got to keep that in mind. Oh, screwdriver. It's much easier to do this one in the front versus the back. Not impossible. And then the back side. Much easier to get this one on than the other back. Okay. Tighten that one. Followed by this one. Followed by this one. And last but not least, this bottom right corner. All right. All right, now the last step of the bed, fixing the heat bed cables in place to those two holes right there. That's where we're going to use our M3 by 20s, I believe. You gotta go through those holes and mount it to the top of that. Okay. Not terrible. I just gotta. I'll have to probably climb underneath here to see where I'm going, and also I might need another flashlight. That one's starting to burn out. Much easier to see. Chair back a little bit. Ugh. There we go. Why is it not going to line up with those two holes? This little bracket thing's not even close to lining up. It's going to give me a little bit of force. Okay. It's doable. It's going to be tight, and I don't know how one can do this so easily with what I'm going to do is try to get the screw in. All right, I got it in place slightly. That was a little more fun than I thought that would be. All right, I'm gonna do the other one real quick, and then I'll tighten them up. They really make you crawl for this thing. At least if I lose a screw, it's not going anywhere. Case in point. Don't want to push the printer more than it needs to. This is fun. It's not easy to get that last screw in there. We're gonna make it get in there though. Gotta stretch. Pull off in 30 minutes or less. If you can get the extruder on 30 minutes, then we might be able to do that. shall see. Put plastic in my. All right. I need more light. I have another flashlight here. It's actually not crappy. You know what? We're gonna use my phone light. That thing's brighter than both these flashlights in combined. They probably should have made you do this before putting the bed, like attach the bed to this. But again, whatever, it is what it is. In there. It's hard to tell where that needs to go. Huh. Sent pic on Discord. Okay, I will take a look at that. Okay. Yeah, I got the one in. I got the one screw in. It's just trying to get the other one in. It's not fun. I probably should have got that one fully tight. I didn't want to get the other one fully tightened either. That's the. I want to make sure that they're both lined up correctly. Okay. Try this again. And so, ooh. See if I can. There we go. Now you can actually see my head in this entire shot. I am just little by little causing chaos. Yeah, I saw the picture on Discord. Let's see. Yeah, so problem is it's just hard to see. Maybe if I it's hard to see under here because you have to really get underneath the printer. to move the wire. Hopefully it didn't destroy the wire there. All right. That's not coming anywhere. Oh, chat delay, gotcha. Yeah, I could flip the whole print upside down, but we did get it. I just had to move one wire that was in the way from the hole. Look at that. Cable chain is assembled. I'm sweating. But that was the entire bed assembly. Need to hit that like button if you enjoyed that. And it's now Haribo time because we just finished the bed. Woohoo! About 2 hours. Not too bad. And that was with talking to chat and everything, so I will say this one bearing up here is concerning me. Up top. Like move this plastic piece kind of moves a little bit, and that's not ideal. I don't know what to do about that. It's the printed piece, it's not the actual bearing itself. Alright. Figure that out. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick hydrate break. I'm thirsty. Alright, here we go. Cheers to every single one of you guys for making it through the bed assembly. Alright, I'm going to move these bags out of the way. I don't need my phone camera anymore. And I don't really need these flashlights either. For now. Alright, let's go ahead and just look at the next section here. I know, RC, you said this might take not too long. I don't have a whole lot of extra time tonight, so we'll see how much I can get done with it. But we might have to finish it on Tuesday, where we can do that and the calibration and stuff as well. So we need that, we need this, and we also need the 4mm wrench. Big'em. I think it's the Big'em. This guy. The extruder. And the wire harness for the cable bond. Like I said, I haven't taken much out of the... This is the spool holder. We're going to keep that over here. This looks like the silicone sock. Pull out the wire harness here. Just gonna lay that underneath. Oh, and this also comes with a socket wrench, like a socket extender. Oh, there's a screw on the end. Extruder, oh, extruder spare. Well, that's good. We'll keep that. And And then this comes to this. Oh, this is for the spool holder. Okay, so that's gonna go next to that. That's done, and then this is also done. So I don't need anything else in this box. Should be perpendicular to sitting well. Okay, I think it's good. I think it's good. All right. This is the end of the extruder cable bundle. We're going to attach the extruder next step. This is our next extruder, by the way. We'll see how far we can get in this, maybe. Maybe we'll get this done tonight. We'll see. I'm glad this is all assembled. You can see. Don't have to do much assembly with this. And then we're going to connect... Oh, wait, this is the end of the extruder cable that we're going to attach to the extruder next step. Consists of cable connector, flexible plate, semi-transparent PTFE tube. Okay, so that is this side. This side right here where I'm at. There's this little plasticky piece that has some slots in it. And then we're going to attach... okay, so let's go ahead and move on to step 3. T10 screwdriver. Loosen the Mark II screws on the inside of the extruder. Hook up the keyhole openings in the flex plate and the cable bundle on those screw heads. Make sure the part of the bundle with the cable and connectors facing the top of the extruder as seen in the picture. Okay, so we just gotta line up that little plastic piece. Line up those, connect that little plastic piece into those screw holes into the slot. And tighten it back up. Okay. That looks fairly simple. I'm going to put a little bit more light down here so you guys can kind of see it. Ooh, excuse me, camera's issues. Can you hold up next to your showing the cooling fan side? Never mind, multi-head might be different cooling. Oh, I mean, this is what it looks like. I'm holding it upside down. Side profile. You have the cooling fan on the side, the other part cooling fan, or it looks like the hot end fan on the side there, and you also have this part cooling fan on that side. There we go. Sorry, my hands are all over the place. That might be the hot end fan. Yeah, hot end fan, part cooling fan. Not sure what, I'm guessing the other stuff. This looks like a breakout board. And the PTFE opening and the tensioner. So what screws do I need to unlock or loosen? I need these two. So I need to hold that. Those two screws are kind of loose already. Oh, I see. I'm holding that. Perfect. So let's loosen these up just a touch. I'm glad they thought about that. I have the right one. Do I have the right Allen wrench? Oh, T10 screwdriver. My bad. Just gotta loosen those up. Not too much. And then we have to install it. So it looks like that. We need a zip tie? Facing the top. That just might be a different picture of the connector. Let's see. So that needs to go on top. And then this goes in like this. Okay. Now we just gotta tighten those back up. Alright. Oh, sorry about the camera. There we go. Newer builds don't use zip ties? Gotcha. Okay. Alright, so that cable looks to be in the right spot. Alright, tighten mark screws, cable on the exact same in the picture, cable on top, semi-transparent TT on the bottom. Yep, that looks about right. Looks about right. Okay, next step, which would be step 4. We can now attach the cable connector into the top of the extruded semi-transparent PTFE tube, push it all the way in. Okay, that's simple enough. If my hands weren't so sweaty, that would be simple enough. I know it should probably push in. Does anyone know how far this is supposed to go in? I would think farther than like a couple millimeters. Hey 3DHP, welcome in. Good to see you. Right. Yeah, I'm not sure how far this is supposed to go. I'm guessing it's supposed to go in fairly far down. Yeah, it's coming along, Jerry. We're almost done. We're on the final step, which is the extruder, and then we'll be able to actually start some calibration stuff on here. I don't know if we're gonna get to that tonight, but we might. We're starting the hot end assembly now, and then we're gonna be finishing up this probably on Tuesday, and we'll probably get some prints going on Tuesday, or try to get it printing on Tuesday. Let's see. Until it push it into all the way into the extrusion. Yeah, it doesn't tell me how far it's supposed to go in. I don't know. Let's see. I mean, I put in PTFE tubing before in printers. It's not... It's like a... You know what? Maybe it's not supposed to go in very far. I mean, I'm pushing, it's not going, there's not much room left. Unless I am... This is how much I was pushing in. Like, from where my thumb's at, that's how far it was going down. I don't know if that's enough, or if it was supposed to go way further down. I'm pushing the PTFE tubing into the coupler, but it's like not going in very far. So that's why I'm wondering if it's like... I just don't know how much. It doesn't tell me how far I need to go down. It's kind of hard to get in. Sorry if I'm off camera. Like, this cable changing is massive. Doesn't help my hands are sweaty. Only goes in an inch or so. Okay, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't, because I know my experience with my other printers, like the PTFE tubing goes in like 5 feet. Okay, I'm gonna take it out and put it in one more time just to be safe. Just to be on the safe side. I think it's all right. We'll find out. I'm pushing it in as hard as I can go, and it's not going any further. And I don't want to kink the tube either. So I'm gonna assume it's in. This ain't reality. We want the PTFE right to the nozzle. Okay, yeah. So I have an old Anycubic Mega X, and that thing has. It's not in this room right now, but it goes all the way to the hot end. All right. Okay. I think it's in all the way. I'm pretty sure it is. Okay. Haribo's. Again, I don't have them with me here. I apologize. There's not many left. And I'm sure you guys don't want to see someone eating gummy bears right now. Let's see. I'm trying to think where's a good place to stop. Okay. If I can get this thing... If I can get this thing installed, I think that's a good place to stop. And then I can start, the next stream we can start working on the filament sensor, the antenna, spool holder, stuff like that, and do the calibration. Because calibration is going to be a stream all on its own. But let's go ahead and get the last bit here. Preparing the printers where we're at right now. We'll get to basically here. And then we'll probably call it a night. I do have some other things going on right now tonight. Oh, let me see the comments here. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Preparing the printer. To handle the printer, always grab handles by both sides of the printer. Do not lift the printer by... Manually lower the heat bed, because we will handle tools and extrude above the heat bed. Necessary to protect it. An empty Prusa box can serve this purpose. Or we'll just put the blanket on, or we'll put the towel on top. Place the cardboard box approximately in the front center of the heat bed. Move the XY forward. Okay. So let's go ahead and lower the heat bed. We're going to carefully do that. Hard to do this. Much easier to do both at the same time. Not sure how far it says to go down, but it looks pretty far down. Almost there. Probably don't need to go all the way down, but I'm gonna follow the guide. I'm gonna follow the guide exactly how it is. This hurts your hands. Alright, I think... I don't know. Do you think we are far enough down, or do you think we need to go further down? I think we're good, but... It has this thing... It doesn't say approximately how far we need to go down. I think as long as you have enough room for the installation of the extruder, I think that's what we're just trying to get to. That's fine. I'm good? Okay, perfect. Alright, so next steps. Single tool, due to the careful testing of each printer, there may be a small filament residue on the extruder nozzle. Extruder body remove 4 M3 by 12 BT countersunk screws using a 10T screwdriver set aside. You will need them later. So we are going to move this. Move it up here. So it looks like, I'm guessing these 4? Those 4. So that is on the other side. Okay. So remove those and set them aside. You'll need them in the next step. Okay. Oh, okay, so we need to add them back in once we install it to the bracket. Perfect. Go, number 2. Number 3. And number 4. Okay. I keep forgetting to switch the camera back, but... Okay, so now we need to attach the extruder assembly to the X carriage. Oh, before we do that, we need to move the X carriage approximately the center of the X axis. So we got to move this all the way up. Do it very carefully, just slowly. Just says to the front center. All the way up. There we go. So now we need to attach this to the X carriage. Where I believe those 4 we just took out are going to match to these 4 here. I think they're going to match, they're going to fit into those 4 right there. I think that's the case. Hey Vince, welcome in. That's what it looks like, and it looks like it's from the back side. So the belt's on the back side. Okay, so the rest of that assembly is going to be sticking towards the back side of the printer. So we're going to hold it in place, and then we're going to do not fully tighten the screws yet. Into the top 2 openings only. Okay, so we're just doing the top 2 right now, not the bottom 2. So we're going to... That fits like a glove. Not fully tightened yet, but enough to keep it from going anywhere. See, sometimes you don't want it. I keep trying to remind myself not to get too far ahead in the assembly, because you never know when there's a step that you may or may not need before you do what you want to do. All right, so... Oh, I guess the next step was putting in the bottom 2. Yeah, you never know. That's why, you know, I want to follow this thing exactly how they have it written, at least somewhat. And then do not tighten, and then you tighten all 4 in a diagonal pattern. Okay. Attach the X carriage cover onto the X carriage, place it until it clicks in. Okay. We'll do that next. So let's get these last 4 in. Easy. Look at this. Tighten that one. Tighten that one. That one. And then tighten the other one. Look at that. We got in a son of a... There we go. Before step 11, look at the plastic mount that the cable bundle is attached to it and find the screw. Remember which hole it is. Look at the plastic mount that the cable bundle is attached to. Find the screw and remember which hole it is. Okay. Also, you can remove that metal grate if you have any major struggle for step 11. Okay. Yeah, I think step 11 was getting the extruder cable wired back here. Okay. So we're on step 10. Guiding the extruder cable freely over the printer to its reverse side. Okay. Am I supposed to... 1 second. Am I supposed to connect the cable to the top cable? Am I supposed to be connecting this already to the board up here? Should I have done that already? Because I don't think I saw that in the steps. Or is this something that I need to do later? I don't remember seeing that step, unless it's in here. And then the X carriage cover as well. Over here somewhere. That is that. What did I do with my X carriage cover? This snaps in place. Not sure why they made that a 3D printed part, but The electronics was step 4. I miss it. Oh, yep, I missed it in step 4. Good catch. Okay. I completely forgot about that. This cover piece does not want to go on. Maybe if I put it on the right way. Probably wasn't supposed to do that way, but it got on. Alright, it's on, everything's connected. PTFE tube's in there. Let's go to step 11. Covers like do tube dovetails? Is it really? Oh, well, I got it on there. Don't ask me how, but I got it on there. That moves it. So we'll get to this point here, and then we'll call it a night. Turn the printer around so the PSU side is facing you. Oh. That'll be fun. Locate the long metal profile TCH mounting insert in the back top of the extrusion. Has 5 threaded openings on it. Please the XL dock cable router. The plastic part between the rear metal sheet and the aluminum extrusions. Let's just take a look at it. Okay. It's interesting. Okay. Oh, I see. I remember that little metal rod area. I remember it sliding all over the place. Okay, then back to that. Place the XL dock cable router, the plastic part between the rear metal sheet and the aluminum extrusion. There's a screw protruding from the XL dock cable router. The screw must be attached to a 3rd threaded opening on the long metal profile. Look through the rear metal sheet to check if the cable holder is lined up with the correct opening. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. I can stick the Allen wrench through the honeycomb on the back panel. Okay. And then it says I'll need an Allen wrench. 2.5 millimeter one. See, this is a screw protruding from it. Almost wasn't. Now I just gotta find where the hole is. So on the 3rd one, but is that metal bar in the back? Is it supposed to be in a certain spot? Looks like it's shifted more to the left. It looks like this goes through here. Funnel this through. I am going to grab a flashlight just so I can see it. Or there are 5 holes just because there could be the potential for 5 tool heads. Is that kind of the gist of it? Okay, so that looks like it needs to go all the way over to the left side. I saw the third one. Just wasn't sure if that... if there's holes in the extrusion on the other side, this bar has to line up, and I don't think so, but... And then you just tighten it through there. I think you just have to get that screw in. I don't think it goes further than that in. I really don't think so. Let's find out. I pushed that all the way to the end. I'm wondering if the holes are for the other mounting hardware, or for the other tool heads. 2 plus tools need to be in a certain position. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Tiny screw does not do any favors. This flashlight would die on me. I can't see it from the other side of the extrusion. That's fantastic. Yeah, this is kind of tricky. You know, let's see if I can get this without having to take apart the bag. I think we got it in, chat. Okay. Close. We got close. We're there. We're almost there, Chad. We got this. Let's see. Need my phone light. Gotta get a good visual on it. There we go. I can see it a little better now. This is an interesting design. Whoever came up with this. Now I forget which way it's supposed to go. Put the slot on the top. Okay. Also, I did it kind of the wrong way. Yep. There we go. It ain't going anywhere. Yeah, so now it's looping upward, I think. And that little slaw on the top is facing upward too. And this thing is sticking up. Make sure it's in third spot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Third spot. And I'm guessing each tool head has a different spot that attaches to. Not okay. That doesn't make it too bad. Let's see, what does it say? Tighten it up. Okay. Let me make sure it's tightened up. We're good to go. Alright, we're good. Look at that. The extruder is pretty much assembled. The only thing I didn't do was put the silicone sock on, but I don't think we do that yet. Unless, again, I missed that section, but I don't think I did. Silicone sock, antenna, spool holder. Probably could put the silicone sock on at any point. But it's looking like a printer, chat. We're getting there. Look at that. Seems off. Let's see. The front might be twisted. I mean, it's... I wonder if I put this on the wrong way. Maybe not. I connected everything. It could be just... It's looping. It's like bending to the side a little bit. It's... Not floppy like Free Willy's fin. Huh. Wonder if these got, loose, but... I don't know. It's like... It wants to lean over that way. And I'm not sure why. See if I can I did have to bend this part just to get the connector snapped into place, but it was also sitting in my box for a while, so I'm wondering if it just conformed to shape, but unless I'm in the wrong spot. Back here. I'm in spot number 3. Oh, you know what? Nope. That's a little bit more straight, but still. Huh. PTFE should be on the left-hand side? Okay, so maybe... How about that? Maybe it was just... Is it bent? I think I had it bent on the other side. So now I flipped it around. You can see now it looks a little bit straighter. Shouldn't bend to the side. When you get more tools, it'll collide if it's falling over. That's a good point. Yeah, so it looks like now it's pretty arched. I think I just had the cables. It was like twisted like this. It was like inverted. It was like that. So that's why I was going like that. So I did that. And looks straight now. I think that did it. I appreciate the... That's good to know, though, because in case I ever get the 2 tool heads, that would be a problem. All right. As much as I want to keep going, I unfortunately have to wrap it up tonight. 10 o'clock was kind of my hard stop time tonight. I have other things I got to take care of tonight, and I got work in the morning. So I know. Don't be disappointed. But we're literally right there, chat. We're pretty much done built. We just got to add the next thing on the list here. We just got to put the antenna on. I think we have the other antenna. I think we have version A of the antenna. Could be wrong. I don't know what version B of the antenna is, but I don't think we have this part here. 'Cause I think we did the Wi-Fi antenna on the previous step. I could be wrong, but anyway. All we got left to do, I think we got this one here. We're just twists into the side. We got this, connecting the extruder cable. I gotta figure out where the PTFE tubing goes as well. I think it goes into the spool holder. The filament sensor, that's all we got left to do. The spool holder, attaching some loose ends, attaching the PTFE tube to the filament sensor, extruder cable, and then we're gonna run through calibration and hopefully get this thing printing. That's literally where we're at in the spool holder. The spool holder has that. It has a nut. It has the socket you have to get on. That should be fairly simple. We're going to be running this thing on Tuesday, chat. That's going to be amazing. We're going to be doing the first run calibration. I don't know how long calibration takes, but we're going to get it up and running. And we'll find out if it prints. Quickly before we... do I need to check the power supply voltage, or should that have been taken care of already? It doesn't say in the steps here, but I want to make sure before I turn it on I don't have issues with that. Is my antenna on the back or the side? Mine is on... It's on the side. It's on the very back side corner. So it's version A, I believe. Believe mine's version A. Yeah, that's what mine looks like right there. PSU's auto select voltage. These aren't cheap. Okay. Good to know. Like I said, this is my first Prusa, so I'm used to the cheapo, make sure you flip the voltage switch on the back of the power supply before you do anything. But chat, we're literally rounding third and heading home. The build is practically done. Like the important parts are pretty much done. We got the extruder done tonight. We got the bed done tonight. I'm hoping this thing is level. We'll probably level the bed after. It probably does the auto leveling and that fun stuff. I'm excited, chat. I can't wait for Tuesday. Tuesday night, we're going to be here. We're going to be doing the final steps. We're going to be doing the calibration. And we're going to be going and hopefully getting a test benchy done on Tuesday. And then hopefully this build series will be done on Tuesday. So, fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. And tonight was an easy part. I would say tonight was probably the easiest part of the build so far versus the other three build series videos, I guess you want to call it. Yeah, I'm excited. This is gonna be a fun build on. It's gonna be a fun finish, and I think we're right there. I wish I could stay longer tonight. I really can't. But Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we'll probably be back here. Normally Tuesday nights are our Twitch stream night. We're gonna switch it over again to YouTube. We'll probably be our last YouTube stream for a little while, and then kind of go back into the Twitch side of things. And then hopefully later this week I'll have some additional information of things coming down the road for me and moving forward. So that thing's gonna be sweet when it's done, and we'll be here Tuesday to do it. With that being said, chat, I think we're gonna wrap up tonight's stream. Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up tonight. I think we made some good progress tonight. We got almost all done, and we're gonna be finishing this up on Tuesday. Chat, first and foremost, thank you so much, just for being here for this entire process. You guys have been helping me, giving me advice. You know, we would have been done by now if we didn't have to wait 2 weeks for a part to come in. But I appreciate the advice during the installation and setup. We're right there with it, and I appreciate you guys just being here. And thank you so much again for everyone that supported the channel tonight through memberships or super chats tonight. Always super appreciated. Thank you for that. If you guys don't already know, we are on other social media platforms. Go check out our Twitch live stream channel. We're there most of the time live streaming, but we're also doing a lot of other things over there. Working on 3D modeling, other 3D printing projects. Occasionally marble racing. We'll try to get back into that this week. And yeah, so over on Twitch, we also have a Discord community as well. If you guys aren't part of the Discord, join the Discord. There's a link in the About section of the profile of our YouTube channel. There should be links for all our social media platforms, so go join over there as well. That being said, we're going to end tonight. Thank you again, everybody. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. I'll see you guys again on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, roughly around there, and we'll get this thing going. I'm excited. All right, I'm gonna head out. Thank you again, chat. It's been great. Until next time, I will see you guys real soon. But then again, here we go. Until next time, keep doing it big. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of the night, and welcome in, and goodbye, Brian. I'll see you again real soon. Thank you for coming on by. Appreciate it. Same with you, Stephen Poole. Thank you so much for lurking. Greatly appreciate it. Have a great rest of your night, everybody.